This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com, and on the line all the way in Australia, we have former K1 World Grand Prix champion and former K1 Oceania Grand Prix champion, among a lot of other accomplishments. He fought in the UFC, and I don't know if he's retired or not yet. Maybe that could be one of my first questions. How are you doing today? The Super Samoan Mark Hunt on the line.
Hey, I'm doing good.
So are you officially retired now? We haven't heard from you in a while here in Canada.
Well, no, I'm not officially retired. I'm just taking a bit of time off, working for the UFC left me with a bad taste in my mouth, so, I'm just nearly about over that at the moment. And, so I want to finish my career happy, so.
What was that dispute mainly about? Because I read online it was something they wanted you to sign a multi-fight deal for more fights than you wanted to actually sign for. Why did you actually have the dispute with UFC?
Because they're like promoting guys that use steroids and cheat a lot. Using performance-enhancing drugs, and they're giving me, like, so many opponents are on steroids. Wow. Wasn't a multi-fight deal. Nope, it's just these weak-minded shortcut takers. That's all they are. They ain't got nothing to do with the division. It's just these guys are just low-life cheats. They just can't do it properly, so they can't cut it, so they have to cheat. That's why.
I actually interviewed Dan Gable, the legendary amateur wrestling coach, just after Brock Lesnar failed his drug test after his match with you, and he actually described Lesnar as weak-minded for having to take that kind of enhancement to go into that match with you. How do you think that match would have gone had he not been on something, and what's your opinion overall about your experience with Lesnar? Because that was a big fight. People all over the world were paying attention to that one.
Well, it's, guys that cheat shouldn't even deserve a spot there. I mean, you just got to look at, and that's fighting, to be honest. So you look at other sports, the same thing. It's even worse. Lance Armstrong, he wouldn't have won the Tour de France at all if it wasn't cheating. So that's the bottom line. These guys can't cut it, so that's why they cheat. And that's what UFC's been doing. They've been promoting these cheaters to get by, and that's why it's been so tough working for this company.
Do you still have your lawsuit against the UFC and Lesnar?
Of course. Yep.
Yeah. It's still in the early stages, I guess.
Well, yep. It's I'm just trying to get. What I did ask was for equality in this whole scenario of fighting, but as they would have it, they wouldn't do anything about it. So even when we said in your contract that they could take his money, they still wouldn't do it. They just try to get me to shut up, but they're going to lose. Some bad company.
Did you happen to see the recent WWE match where they had Cain Velasquez lose to Brock Lesnar in a wrestling match in about 2 minutes? It seemed almost they were doing that as a way of Brock regaining the win back, even though it's entertainment wrestling. I know you've done entertainment wrestling too, but what do you think about Cain Velasquez now going on to that side?
I didn't see it, but like I said, I didn't have any problem with pro wrestling at all. What I don't like, and I did stand up for, was the guys that use steroids to do competition fighting, MMA fighting. That's what I stood up for. Like I said, you can do whatever you want in pro wrestling, but for MMA, when you start enhancing, it doesn't become an even playing field. So I've always said that. And what I think about Cain doing that's his buzz. If he loves wrestling, I mean, a lot of people love wrestling. I don't have an issue with that. And the issue I have is with steroids, not with him.
Is it true that you were offered a buyout to your Pride contract when UFC took over, but you instead chose to actually work for UFC rather than take a several $100,000 buyout?
Yeah, that's a lie that Dana told. He's always lying, that guy. Can't stop lying, that guy.
What's the truth of that, or can you talk about it?
Well, I can't talk about it, but the truth is, like what I'm saying, I can't say anything about the truth, but from my mouth is, what you heard from me is the guy's a liar, and he lied about that. So it's like he lies about a lot of shit.
And everyone remembers your series with Jerome LeBanner. Any thoughts on those memorable fights?
It seems like a millennium ago those fights now, but yeah, it's always good to look back at the competition and fight. So Jerome was a great competitor, and he got me more times than I got him. But
there was supposed to be one more fight between you two, but he couldn't do it for whatever reason. Is that right?
I have no idea. He got me more times than I got him, but the thing was I got him at the time that it mattered.
Yeah. Any memories of your knockout of Roy Nelson, who was known for having a very strong jaw, but you were still able to put him away?
Roy Nelson's a good guy. I just got him, and that's how it is. Everyone gets caught. Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is, It just depends on the person that gets him or on how the fight goes out. So, but Roy's a good dude.
And do you still have your problems with that famous stalker that was giving you trouble for a while? I guess there was an Asian super fan / stalker guy following you. That's what it was. That's what's on the internet about you.
Oh no, he's fine. It didn't happen.
Okay. And last question: who was the guy that hit the hardest in all of your fights?
It's a guy called Life.
Life.
Yeah.